Hi everyone, you are listening to Raising Rockstars, a brand new podcast exploring the topics of artist management and career development in the modern rock and metal music industry. My name is Lulu Davis and I'm your host. Firstly, I just want to thank everyone for listening to the first podcast. Really appreciate it. I've just come back from a pretty crazy festival season. This year I've had bands performing at Wacken, Hellfest, Summer Breeze, Reload, Eject Festival, Radar, and I'm pretty sure there's more that I've forgotten as well. But at Radar Festival back in July, someone came up to me and they asked me how I structure my week as an artist manager. And the truth is that there are always things that can be optimized when you're time managing yourself. So not only do I have to project manage the bands that I'm working with, but it's also really important to have my own workflow and processes optimized, because that enables me to get the most amount of work done in the shortest amount of time. I definitely had my years already of doing the hustle and the hardcore grind. And these days I definitely want to work a little bit smarter rather than harder. And so my week looks a bit like this, if I just give a little bit of an overview. So Mondays is like full office day. Mondays I go in and I look at all of the bands, and then I basically make a list for the week, and then I delegate tasks to both myself and to my assistant. And we sit there and we basically go through all of the bands and everything that needs to be done for that week, what the priorities are, what the most time-sensitive projects are, if there's any topics of urgency that have popped up over the weekend. So we get to work on a Monday, and that's also where I do a little bit more of my deep work, try and go a little bit more into hyper-focus mode. If there is, for example, like a grant application that needs to be done, or if I'm working on like a proposal or a project for something, or if I need to do some outreach for some stuff, if I need to do some pitches, or if I'm doing a bit of research, Mondays are reserved for this kind of work. Tuesday is the day whereby I catch up with a bunch of my clients, and this is an opportunity to touch base with all of the clients, see if there's anything else new that's popped up, to check in with them, just to see how things are going, to give them any key updates as well from our side as management, and to also brainstorm and plan for the future as well. That's typically what a Tuesday is for me. I have adopted the policy of Wellness Wednesday. This is something that I've been doing since earlier this year. And one of the reasons why I do this is because some people may or may not know, but I suffer with a chronic pain and inflammation condition. And I've been working a lot to improve my health and my well-being now for the past few years. And what I found is that by allocating a day whereby I have more flexible working conditions, I'm not stuck at my desk all day, I'm not on calls all day, and that I just have a little bit more freedom and space to go to the gym or go and see my physiotherapist, or to go and get the chronic pain massage that I have done, or things to inject a little bit more energy and a bit more well-being back into my life as a bit of a break in the week. So it's been a priority for me recently, and it's very important as well, because I've experienced a lot of burnout in previous years, and I feel like Wellness Wednesday really has changed things a lot for me, particularly as there are instances whereby I have to work late into the evening or sometimes on the weekends. And this kind of just gives me this little bit of space, and I'm still working on the Wednesday. I'm still on my emails. If anyone needs to call me, I'm still available, providing I'm not in an appointment. But it just means that I'm not strictly at my desk like all day. And I think that's really important, looking after one's own mental and physical well-being, and particularly when you have a job of extremely high responsibility and at times high stress. So my Wellness Wednesday is very important to me. Thursday, I typically reserve for any other meetings that week, any catch-ups with labels or partners or making new introductions. Thursday is kind of a 50-50 day. I try and split it between doing work and then having meetings spread throughout the day. Fridays are an interesting one, depending on whether or not we have a release. If we have a release, then it's generally quite a busy day, and we have to go through our checklist and make sure that we've done everything that we need to do in order for the release to really maximize its potential and ensure that everyone on the team has also done their jobs, and that the music has been circulated as far and wide as possible so that we can have the desired impact. That's generally a big focus of Fridays if we're having an album or a single release. However, if we don't have a release, then Fridays are purely administrative and we try and take it a little bit more chill leading into the weekend. So overall, that's how I'm structuring my week. And I'm also really curious to hear if anyone else has any suggestions on optimizing that, and if they found any workflow processes that are working for them that they find really impacting their productivity levels in a positive way, because I'm always curious to learn. But hopefully that provides you a little bit of insight. Thanks again for listening to Raising Rockstars. I'm Lulu Davis, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.